Welcome to another week of the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. I'm Jared Judy, and I'm here with my buddy Todd Corley as usual. We got a lot of interesting games that just happened here in week 3. We're going to dive into a lot of interesting stats, a lot of studs and duds for players and games in general. But let's jump in. We got a lot of interesting stuff to dig into here, but we'll start off with the poll of the week.
Fine, Jared. Thanks for asking.
Judging by a few previous texts, I can imagine you're pretty good right now.
You know, I'd like to apologize to the 2 listeners we have left.
We have 2?
Not after this episode.
Did we gain one?
I mean, there's 2 on the screen. There's you and there's me. That's all we need. All we need is love. Love is all we need. Week 1, I may have had a little too much to drink. I got a little excited. I shot my wad a little too early. I tried to remedy that in week 2 by not drinking enough bourbon because of week 1.
Not drinking enough or drinking too much?
No, not drinking enough in week 2. Well, week 2 was if you haven't listened to episode 2, don't do it. It wasn't any good. I apologize. This week we went back to the drawing board. We went fancy. We went old school. I've been watching a lot of Smokey and the Bandit lately, and I went back to Coors, the banquet beer.
The old reliable.
We got this. Don't you worry about this. We got the wingman back.
Nice.
Fucking Goose is alive and well. We got this.
Hey, that's all we needed.
That's it. I got you.
Well, with that, now that we're all set up and we're ready to go now, that we're all prepared. Week 3 just finished up here with another doubleheader of Monday Night Football games. There's plenty of interesting games, but we put out a poll and said which of the games from Week 3 was most unexpected. You had Miami over Denver by 50.
I didn't vote. I didn't vote. Hold on.
Minnesota throwing the game-sealing interception. Justin Tucker missing a 61-yard field goal to clinch the win. Arizona over Dallas. Unanimous decision, which I thought was kind of a give me.
I take it back. I voted. I did vote.
Oh, okay, good. Thank goodness. Unanimous vote. Miami over Denver by 50. That was pretty obvious. If anybody puts up 70 points, and it hasn't been done since 66, 65, I think it was. I'm pretty sure they're gonna win that one running away. But
that was without Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, can you imagine what it would have been like and with backup quarterback throwing some? What was it, Mike White?
Yeah, Tua didn't even play the whole fucking game.
Exactly. And they
kids to bed.
And they still had time on the clock.
Yeah, dude. That was something.
I almost considered Dallas. But then again, when anybody puts up 70 in a professional league, it's hard not to give it to them. So
I'm sort of pissed that the Broncos scored 20. Are you going to cheers this? Oh, you're doing it. Yep.
I'm not. Let's just make it straight. I'm not cheering Denver. I'm cheering Miami.
You know what, Denver? Don't let him take it from you. You got 20. Woo!
You also gave up 70. But with that being said, let's dive into some of the games.
That one's done.
We're only 4 minutes in.
Dude, it's like college.
You got to slow down. We got a lot to cover.
Not going to make it. You're Quentin Tarantinoing it for me here, buddy. You're going to fucking 2 Monday Night Football games. I don't know if you're going to go back to Thursday. Next thing I know, you're on Saturday afternoon. You're talking about college football. We're all over the goddamn place this week. You're a fucking hot mess. See what happens when you get away from the Guinness Zero?
Yeah. All right, so let's dig in here. We got. We'll start off with you. Vike that. I Vike that. The Minnesota Vikings look like complete trash. Cousins throws his game-sealing pick to drop to 0-3. I was listening to ESPN. I did not realize this, but this is an astonishing stat. They've lost 7 fumbles in 3 weeks. That's almost as impressive as 70 points. I did not realize that, but I expected a drop-off from Minnesota, but my God, I didn't expect them to do a total dumpster dive.
I mean, don't worry. Help is on the way.
Well, I'm sure.
Cam Akers is playing this week. They're getting in that W column this week.
Well, we'll touch base on that here in a little bit.
Well, I'm touching base right now. They're going to win. They got fucking Cam Akers.
Well,
you just calm down. I hope you enjoy your. I don't even know if Green Bay's won a game this season.
They have, but anyway,
you bitter bastard.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota is Minnesota. They've lost a lot of talent.
Also, you're going to talk shit, right? You're going to talk shit. We're gonna mix the two genres here. We're going rom-com and we're going to action, okay? Because you talk all this shit about Minnesota. You know who the number one? Because we always talk about the company man. We got the Commissioner's Cup here, right? Commissioner's Cup, standard Yahoo scoring. Number one scoring player in fantasy football, or at least number one quarterback. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
Is that before?
That's as we fucking record with every goddamn week 3 game being played. Kirk Cousins is number one, baby.
After Tua? Really?
Kirk Cousins, number one.
Wow. I would have never guessed
Number
that.
2, same game.
But hey, you know
Herbert.
what?
Justin Herbert.
That's great, but what matters? Fantasy stats or win column?
I mean, we're all living in the Matrix, so for me, fantasy is life. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think he gets paid for fantasy stats, though.
I don't think anybody gets paid. Money is not real. It's all an illusion.
If you say so.
Time is a flat circle, and so is the earth.
Fair enough. It's hard to debate that, really. But let's move on to another barn burner here. We already kind of touched base on it. The Dolphins, since we were talking about Tua, just blew the doors off of Denver. 70-20, most in a single game put up since 1966. Is this going to be yet another year of dumpster fire that is Denver? Like, I thought when Sean Payton was there, he was going to get things under control, but my God, they look terrible still. Like, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Do you think this is? I mean, they wrapped a ton of money up in Russ, but do you think he's there at the end of the year, or do you even think they bench him?
The problem is they're not good at football.
Wow, that's obvious. When you give up 70, that's clearly obvious.
Sport they're playing is, oddly enough, football.
No, they're playing cricket while everybody else is playing football. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Peyton added a different twist to it, but when I think, I don't know, recent years, you would think, Denver in their running game. I don't know. They're not any good. I don't think Russ is going to be there. I don't know when his contract is up. We should look into that.
Yeah, but
but you can't do anything with him.
No, and I doubt that they're going to have. I mean, I've seen crazier things, but I doubt that they would have the balls to bench him after they have so much draft equity and cash wrapped up in him to sit him on the bench. I mean, I don't even know who the backup is there. Do they even have? I don't know who the backup would even be.
No, because the only guy that I knew that was there is now the New York Jet, because that fucking quarterback's a piece of shit too. So, Dr. Goose, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, I don't even know who the backup is, but my God, he can't be any worse than getting.
Oh my God, Jared Stidham and Ben DiNucci.
Oh, DiNucci, wasn't he? Was he in Dallas?
Oh my God, dear God! I don't know. He's from Wexford, Pennsylvania, and he went to James Madison.
I'm pretty sure
I'm taller than him, and I'm pretty sure his dick's bigger. But that doesn't mean anything, Jared. Why do you always keep bringing penis size into this podcast?
I'm pretty sure.
So weird. It's so weird to me.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure he was like the starling of the year when Dallas and Micah Parsons were on Hard Knocks. I'm pretty sure he was in Dallas.
Yeah, that sounds right. I could see him with that stupid fucking star on the side of his helmet, like a fucking swastika on his arm. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, he probably does a little highlight there every now and then. And then Jared Stidham, 6'3", 215. I can get with that. He's an Auburn boy, SEC. I'd go with Stidham. Fuck Russ Wilson. He couldn't keep his college shit straight. Started off at NC State, then went to fucking Wisconsin. I don't like the guys that enter the portal. Even before entering the portal is cool. He was ahead of the curve. I don't give a shit. Fuck him. He's dead to me.
So with that being said, Denver has no shot, is what you're telling me.
No, God no. The laughing stock.
All right, check, and check. We got that covered. Now, let's move on to another dumpster. Kansas City smacks around Chicago 41-10, like they're the backup on a JV freshman team.
Listen,
Chicago is so bad. They're
you know
so
what makes me
bad.
sick though? Yeah, but
I
you know
feel
what makes me
bad.
sick? Everybody gives Justin Fields all this bullshit. He's
They're
the
wasting
only
him.
fucking thing that they have in that goddamn shit
You
city.
can't expect a quarterback to be any good when you have no receivers, literally zero receivers. You have no offensive line. Your defense is terrible. Like, what do you expect? The guy only
Yeah.
plays one position. He can't throw and run and block and make tackles all by himself. I mean, that team is such trash, and it's a horrible management. Now, coming from my perspective, I'm okay with it, but my
Yeah,
God, I
you.
feel
I
bad.
was going to say you're fucking loving it.
I
You're over
am.
here. I can see your erection from here.
It just continues the 30-year trend. But my thing, it sucks to see these guys with talent get thrown into trash situations and then basically get looked at as garbage. They're horrible. They have no talent. Well, they're in a horrible system with no talent surrounding them. I mean, honestly, to be totally transparent, right now, going into week 4, who in the hell is Fields' number one target, receiver, tight end, running back? Anybody he would throw the ball to potentially? Can you
Your
name who
boy,
it would be?
your boy DJ Moore.
Yeah, and he has what, 3 catches maybe in 3 weeks? Like, he's not any good. He wasn't any good in Carolina. Like, when that's your best target, buckle up. It's going to be a rough season. It sucks.
It's not ideal.
It sucks, but they need better management if they expect to be competitive. Because
Darnell
the people,
Mooney used to be pretty good. Darnell Mooney had some seasons in there.
yeah, but what happened? He's horrible.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's fine with me because I mean, if the goddamn NFC North fell off the face of the earth, I'd be completely fine with that.
How's Chase Claypool faring out?
He's a piece of shit. My favorite shit is like watching old clips when he's saying he's the top 3 receiver in the NFL, and then people showing his stats for the fucking Bears. He's not even the top 3 on his team.
There's a few teams out there. There's a few teams out there that basically you can look at it, and typically when they let guys go or they trade guys, it's because they know something the rest of the league doesn't. They're either washed up, they're not conducive in the system, or they're a headache and a pain in the ass. And typically teams like that are Green Bay, Pittsburgh, New England, occasionally Dallas. Like, these trademark teams typically get rid of headaches. So when Chase Claypool was on the block and ready to go from Pittsburgh and people were talking about all these teams being interested, there's a reason. There's a reason they're letting him go. And he's done absolutely nothing. He didn't do anything in Pittsburgh. He's doing absolutely nothing in Chicago. Like, you were average at best in college. He's not an NFL receiver. The stats speak for themselves. But I don't know. It sucks because it's always more fun when you have a rivalry. And speaking from my experience being a Packers fan, it's more fun when you think there's an actual chance that the game could be tight or the game could be close. And I remember back in the, late 90s, early 2000s when it was still Favre and it was Rodgers, and then you had Lance Briggs and Peanut Tillman and Urlacher and Matt Forte. Those games were always tough because they had a really good defense. Now Chicago has a horrible defense and a horrible offense, and they don't even have Devin Hester or anybody like that on special teams, so they have nobody on all sides of the ball. And it's just like, it's not really any fun anymore because you know that there's a good chance that the game could be like a 10-7 game and it would be that last-ditch effort scored. Now it's like they're getting the doors blown off by everybody. You almost kind of feel bad for Fields. Like, let him go. Either put some talent around him or get him out and get him in a system that works for him and let him see how he can do. Because I guarantee if you put him in a system like Kansas City with weapons out the ass, or you put him in Philadelphia, I guarantee he doesn't look the way he does.
No, that dude's a stud. He's an incredible athlete. He just, I don't know. But he's also, it's like a Cleveland thing. Quarterback's the first person to take the brunt of it.
Exactly, and it didn't help either when he went through how many head coaches and how many offensive coordinators in his years there. I mean, he's went through so many freaking personnel changes and so many coaching changes, and it's just like, do you really expect any to be good at that point? I mean, you can only do so much with it.
I think I tasted gun oil on that one.
Nice, good mix.
My mouse pad is that gun cleaning mat.
Yeah, no,
all
right, multi-purpose.
There's something about Coors banquet beer mixed with Hoppies number 9. It just adds a little extra punch to the tongue, you know? Lubes you right up.
I'll have to take your word for it. But moving on here, we got Indianapolis, and Anthony Richardson was out with the concussion, so we had another rendition of Minshew Mania takeover.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And Justin Tucker surprisingly misses a 61-yarder, which he's usually money.
Oh, couldn't happen to a nicer fucking group of assholes.
I know. You weren't too thrilled. I can tell. But
this is the best day of my life.
Yeah,
sorry, boys. Your birth just took a back seat. The Browns beat the piss out of the Titans, and the Ravens lost in overtime. Golden.
Why don't you express your real feelings? But Matt Gay nails a 53-yard field goal in OT for the win. What do we think about? What do we think about Indianapolis? Do you think they have the talent to be able to compete in that division?
Hell yeah. Dude, Anthony Richardson is a bad son of a bitch. If he learns to, slide and maybe protect his goddamn Adonis body a little bit better.
Well, and that's what I was going to say.
Taylor comes back. Listen, Jonathan Taylor's watching this shit. And somewhere he's like, you know what? Shit. After next week, guess what? I think I want to play some ball.
That's what I was going to say. If Richardson can stay healthy, I think they're going to be very good. If Mitchell's there, I don't know. I'm not too
Richardson. Yeah, Richardson just got to play smart and not do that stop doing that hero shit.
Well, I feel like a lot of rookies do that shit when they first get into the league. They want to try to make a name and try to get the highlight reel and all that crap. And then eventually after they get their head beat in so many times and get hurt, then they start playing smarter. And it's just like, we're going to do the Peyton Manning and just fall down, or the Tom Brady and just throw it away. Like, live to see another day.
It's true. Do whatever you need to do.
Exactly. You're not going to be in the league that long if you keep taking hits like that and trying to, dive forward head first. It's not going to work well. These guys are bigger than you are.
God, he's a bad dude, though, man. Tell you what, man. Half of this podcast owns his ass in fantasy, and I'm starting him this week.
Well, the other half wish they owned him because
that dude. Woo!
Let's just say one of our teams is they look like the Chicago Bears, but we've already covered that, so let's move on.
Yeah, you in trouble.
But so let's get to the next game here. This one,
your team's the Rex Grossman Chicago Bears. You're oh my god.
Fuck no, I'm the Jay Cutler one. I throw away points.
Too good. You're giving yourself too much credit.
So Dallas gets upset by Arizona. I know that a lot of people didn't see that one coming, practically everybody, and I know they say that anybody can win on any given Sunday. But let's be honest, nobody expected this one to happen. Nobody saw this shit coming. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect from that. You got Dobbs. I think isn't that the quarterback out there, Dobbs?
I'm with him. I tried ordering his jersey online. I know he tried ordering it in the team shop, and they didn't even have it. He couldn't even he couldn't even buy his own jersey in the fucking team shop. He's the team's starting quarterback. We're in week 3, and he can't even buy his.
Did he have to wear his practice jersey and just tape the number on?
I don't know what the hell he did, but he better hold on to that fucking thing. That's the only one they got in that whole building.
I mean, you look at this. Here's the thing that confused me. So, to look at some of the scores, just for, specifics. Looking at the Dallas game, the stats didn't really blow you away. I mean, Dak was 25 of 40, 249, touchdown, interception, 2 sacks. Pollard, though, 23 of 122, Gallup, 6 of 92, and CD Lamb, 4 of 53. But then you look at the Cardinals. Dobbs 17 of 21, 189, one touchdown, no interceptions, 2 sacks. Connor 14 of 98, and then
touchdown.
Yeah, and then you had
Rondell
Wilson.
Moore had a nice touchdown run.
Yeah, he had 3 for 55 on the ground, and then he had 4 for 8 in the air. And then you have Wilson 2 of 86. So there's not a whole lot of stats that really jump off the page as like oh my God, this was like the all-star of the game, aside from Pollard. So I start digging in. I'm like, well, where'd all these points come from? Like, there must have been an awful lot of 3-and-outs from Dallas. Just run, and then not be able to convert. Because there's only, from what I saw, 1 turnover. So I didn't see the game, but I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, how did you get beat 28-16 with only 1 turnover? And for as dominant as that defense has been, I don't know. I was confused. It didn't add up to me.
No Diggs. Trayvon Diggs.
That's right. He's done, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done for the year.
Was it ACL?
Mike is going to have to be fucking crawling around on somebody else's knees.
Was it his ACL or his Achilles?
I think he had his ACL.
Okay. I do remember that now. That makes sense then, because that's a huge part of the back end of that defense. But yeah, that's very unexpected. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, buddy. It hurts.
But
it hurts.
To look at some of these other games that we hadn't touched on yet, we already kind of touched on Chargers and Vikings and the some of the other ones, but I know one we didn't touch on yet, and I honestly was kind of shocked to an extent that it was as high scoring as it was, but I expected the outcome. The Browns beat the Titans 27-3. Now, with our poll, I didn't put them on there simply because the Browns defense is unreal. Like from what I heard, they're either on the top 3 or top 5 or something like that as far as defenses and power rankings. So I expect them to be good, but I expected a little bit of a drop off, at least on the offensive side, with Chubb being out. But they get the win 27-3, and then just looking at the highlights, they were saying as far as defensive player of the year, right now the leader in sacks and just overall defense is TJ Watt. I think he's got 1 or 2 sacks on Garrett, but then Garrett's right on his tail, and then I think behind him is Parsons. But when you see, I've never had this happen. I've never been that much of an impact player. But when you as a defensive player are just walking back and forth, basically stalking the offensive line, and you have 2 guys dedicated that are just following you,
dude,
it's pretty impressive. That tells you right there. That tells you right there. Those 2 people are already out of the play. Their sole job is to block you. So right now you're going 11 on 9 because their job, they're not involved in the play at all. Their only job is to block you. That's pretty damn impressive.
Dude, the highlight of Myles Garrett fucking just swapping sides and watching the 2 asshats fucking trail him, and then the delay a game. Because they couldn't see that. Because they had to figure out where the hell that number 95 was going to be lining up. And then James Schwartz laughing on the sideline like, I got him. I fucking got him.
Well, and the fact that it was 3rd down too, and it was inside. Were they inside the 10 or the 5? They were inside on that delay. Yeah, the delay. You're on your side of practically in the end zone, and 3rd down, and you take a delay. Like, that couldn't have been any dumber. Like,
so good, my God. Dude.
But then I saw another highlight where basically he just dipped the shoulder and tried to rip through, and basically, I don't know if it was the end or the tackle, just jumped on a piggyback ride, and he's like, all right, come on, I'll take you to the quarterback with me, and still got the sack. Like, the guy's a freaking beast. He's an animal.
Dude. That it is.
As long as he stays healthy, which it's hard not to, crazy. I don't see how that defense fails. They are very, very good defense. And obviously, I know the Browns have kind of been a punching bag when it comes to offense over the years. And with that being said, what the hell was that? I don't even know what to call it. That random shit that Deshaun Watson just ran forward, then turned around and threw the pass backwards. I don't really know what that was, but right now that seems like your weakest link on your team is your quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not ideal.
He doesn't look like the investment was worth it. Personally, he did look better against Tennessee. No interceptions.
But then again, what do you expect when the guy's been out of the league for almost 2 years?
2 years. He didn't play for 2. Yeah, he didn't play for 2 seasons. So, I mean, look at it this way: he's only going to get better.
At this point, his only concern and his only job just needs to be: do not turn the ball over. Let the defense force the turnovers, and just be the game manager. Don't go for the home run ball. Just don't turn it over, and the defense will keep you in the game.
Plus, all things considered, you lost to what I think. I mean, you could say, whoever. We've talked about this before, but like McCaffrey, whoever, Eckler.
Arguably one of the top 3 running backs in the league.
Dude.
Hands down.
Oh, for sure. You lose him, and you still come out the next week and, just destroy.
Well, and that was what was surprising to me, because I figured this probably would have been like a 17-13 game, 10-3, 10-6 game. I thought it was going to be lower scoring with your number one offensive weapon gone. But the fact that the defense just destroyed the Titans, that wasn't surprising to me. The score and how many points they were able to put up, that was what was surprising to me. But I caught this stat, and this just goes to bring home how impressive the Browns defense actually is. I was listening to, I think it might have been McAfee. It was somewhere this morning I heard it. They said that there's only been 4 plays, not trips, not scores, not whatever, 4 plays inside the Browns red zone in 3 weeks.
That's absolutely insane.
That is ridiculous. That is the most absurd stat I've ever heard. That doesn't tell me that, hey, the Steelers they played went 3 and out and kicked a field goal, and then they just couldn't get into the end zone, and then the next drive they went 3 and out and kicked a field goal. No, that means they never got close enough to kick a field goal inside the red zone. They never even got there. That's crazy. And
that's right.
With the way that the league is now, most teams are like, hey, just keep them out of the end zone. We'll settle for 3. That defense is like, nope, you're not even getting there. That's what wins you games. At the end of those drives, at the end of the games, when you have somebody in the past that, like a Roethlisberger in that division, or like a Joe Burrow, who can easily go 80-some yards in 35 seconds, that's the type of defense that's going to win you that game. I don't even know what that was.
The best defense being played right now is by the fire
so
truck.
You found it.
I had Jamie pull it up. He sent it to me on the old ticker talker.
Oh, we still have him? He's still with us again?
Well, he's in get mode. I got a ball gag and a leather suit on him, but he looks nice.
Well, I was going to say, he must have been in the basement, because I haven't seen him since last season.
What? What? What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But to move on here from that, I don't know how you even transition. We had the 2 Monday Night Football games. I know they've talked about this on ESPN, that basically, supposedly, Monday night games are allowed to be flexed. I don't know if it's this season or starting next season. And I don't think they're doing Thursday games yet, but basically they were saying that Sunday night is like the marquee spot now. It's Sunday night, not Monday night, which for me, I always, Monday night was the thing. That was the attention or appointment TV was Monday night. That was the deal. But apparently they're saying that the Monday night games have been very boring, as well as the Thursday night games, and the Sunday night games is like the marquee ticket. So with that being said, I don't know that I necessarily buy into it or not. Obviously, I guess the viewership numbers would tell you that. But so far, the doubleheader games, have they been just bad games so far, or have they just been really good defenses?
I mean, I guess I mean, the matchups actually make sense. I
So
don't
for
know.
this,
It's sort of shitty though, right? Because like, first of all, Thursdays have just been abortions, like, and not even like classy ones. I'm talking like cheap back alley clinic fucking bullshit. Thursday night games are always trash. They're always low. They're always low scoring. They're like finger blasting your cousin at the family reunion. They're garbage. Monday night games are always nice. It's like the last night for like the degenerate gamblers, like friends of ours. That like it's like the day you get right after you lost your ass on Saturday and Sunday. So Monday night used to be the shit. What I did like about the first week of Monday Night Football in week one the past few years, when you'd have like an East Coast game and a West Coast game. And you could be like, yeah, I'm just going to fucking stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and watch this shitty Raiders versus Niners game and hope that like 19 people don't fucking die in the parking lot. But it ultimately, the over-under was 19 and fucking 20 died, and you fucking lost your money on that. So you still lost, but, and, you know, pour some out for the homies. But it is what it is. Now you get two shitty Monday night games that kick off within an hour of each other, and you can't really watch either one unless you're subscribed to fucking YouTube TV, which luckily half of us are, and I can split screen it. But otherwise, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's stupid. It's like a Cabbage Patch doll that wasn't in stock on 1986, and you want that shit in 19 fucking 96, but you can't buy it because the goddamn thing is on Yahoo Auctions for $686, and you don't have any goddamn money because you're working as a goddamn cashier at Pet Supplies Plus, making $6.75 an hour, and the fucking dollar don't drop.
oh my god! Oh my! Oh boy! I don't think anything's gonna beat that rant.
Another beer.
So, to touch on the games, we had the Eagles and the Buccaneers. Now, granted, it's Baker, but I mean the Eagles. Tampa's defense is good. Their offense isn't great.
You know how to turn an Audi into an inning. I'll tell you that.
But Philly, I mean, supposedly they're a really good defense and a high-scoring offense. I don't know if they just had an off day or not, but I felt like that was a lot closer game than what the score indicated. The score 25-11. I felt like that was
they covered the spread.
Yeah, but I feel like it was like a 12-11 game. Like I don't feel like they really ran away with it until the very end. And then the Rams and the Bengals. I feel like that game was 3-3 or 6-6 for the whole entire freaking game. Like that game just did not have any juice.
That was awful. Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with all these double headers. I don't know if it's the teams just are slow out of the gates or just the offenses aren't clicking yet or the defenses are just a lot better than we expected, but I haven't been impressed.
I don't understand why. You got them going on at the same time. I mean, it doesn't make.
Well, and that's the other thing.
I don't know, man.
That's the other thing because I feel like in the past when they did the double headers, like to kick the season off, one of them was at like 7, and then the other one was like at 9 or 10 o'clock.
Dude, there was an East Coast and there was a West Coast.
Yeah, and they were like 3 hours apart.
These two were both in the fucking East Coast because last time I checked, Tampa Bay is in Florida, which is Eastern whatever time, and the other game was in Cincinnati, which is fucking in Ohio. That's cool.
They were only
fans got an extra hour late to start it, but who gives a shit?
Well, they were only what? They were like 45 minutes or something apart. The start times.
Yeah, they're like they're usually like an hour apart, but I don't know, man. It's stupid. I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like we're getting screwed out of a Sunday afternoon game.
Exactly. Like I feel like the Tampa and Philly game, either one of them, I really felt could have been a Sunday at 1 o'clock game.
You know what it is?
I don't even feel like those are Sunday night prime games or even afternoon games. Those are early afternoon, both of them.
Listen, let me take you back. Let me hold on. Let me take you back. Let me take you back to. I don't remember when this became a trend, right? Do you remember when Black Friday used to be like a goddamn thing, right? You used to leave your Thursday night football food coma with the family. And you used to get in line at your fucking Dick's He used to go out and like pull some hair of some old fucking crusty bitch at Walmart to get like a fucking Nintendo or Xbox 360 game. I mean, I used to. There's no statute of limitations on that. You can pull old blue hair crusty bitches off you at any time. It's not like murder. It's different. So you used to be able to go there. You used to have to like stay up on a Thursday night, right, to get your deals on a Friday at your local store because America. Now the goddamn Black Friday starts on it's a whole week. I don't even know if like a Monday, a Tuesday, or what. I don't know when it starts or if like nothing ever shuts down anymore. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing sexy about it, right? It's not like it's not like what do you do? Like honeymoon lingerie. Right? It's not like that. What the fuck did you go there? It's not like that, Jared. There's nothing special about it. It's like a Tuesday night tuggy.
Well,
there's nothing special.
To reel that in and bring it back. Now, speaking of that, they do have a Black Friday game, I believe, this year. So they have, 3 on Thursday for Thanksgiving. They got 1 on Black Friday, and then they have some on Sunday. They have the Sunday night game, and then they have a Monday game. How many do you think those are going to be complete duds of the primetime games?
There's a Thanksgiving. Oh, wait, there's a Thanksgiving. Yeah, there's Thanksgiving. 3 on Thanksgiving, 1 on Friday, because we wouldn't want to leave the Jets and Dolphins out of it.
I was going to say, yeah, the Jets are on Friday, so that's going to be fantastic.
Here's an over-under on that. How many fucking dicks has Zach Wilson sucked by then? Because if he's still in that roster, it's a whole state of New York.
On or off the field?
Man, he might be doing both by then. I might watch that shit on Friday if he's out there sucking it off at 3 o'clock. It's a Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. Dolphins Jets. Put up 112 points. It's like fucking Madden 2004 all over again. You got Mike Vick.
It's so dumb.
This is crazy. And then you got nothing on Saturday, surprisingly. And then you got your Saturday, Sunday, and then only one Monday game that week. Yeah, it's progress. Mayor Goldie Wilson. Progress is his middle name.
I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with the primetime games so far. I don't know what's going on, but the scheduling sucks. And
especially this week, the Thursday night game coming up is just going to be a flat out fucking joke. It's like watching Carl Lewis run against the handicapped kids in the Special Olympics circa 1988. Detroit's just going to fucking roll them. Kids at home, if you're betting, Detroit -1.5 all day long, every day, all day. Take it to the bank. Bet the farm, bet the house, bet your kids' tuition and their braces on it. Detroit -1.5. Money.
I put a few in as well, and obviously because they haven't released all the actives yet, some of the sites we use as far as sports books don't even really have that many options to even pick for player props from Green Bay, aside from Jaden Reed, which is very, hit or miss, and Romeo Doubs and Jordan Love. And we don't really know anything about that, but if Aaron Jones plays, you can't even put any props on him. So you're basically left with having to put props on Detroit. So if I had to bet as far as the final, as much as I would like to see it go the other way, I think Detroit's going to win by 4. I think they'll win by 4. I don't think it's going to be a blowout high-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm thinking maybe 21-17, 20-16, something like that. I think the under's going to hit, but I just don't know what to expect. I don't. Green Bay's too close, and the fact that Green Bay in general has basically gave up, what the hell was it, like a 12-point lead against Atlanta, and then was down by 17 and had to have the kicker miss a last-second field goal to win by 1. I don't know what to expect from them at this point yet. And as far as Detroit, I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, I feel like is going to have a day. He's going to have a day. He's going to have a day.
I don't know if you can zoom in on that. Are you focused?
I could see money line -135.
And I took your token bit peso points. I bet the house maximum on the Lions on the money line. That's 1 million token bit peso points on Detroit Lions.
Well,
Million.
the good
That's 1 million fucking token bit peso points, kids.
well, the good thing is if Green Bay finds some way to win, you're out nothing, so it doesn't matter anyway.
I got no pride.
Let's touch base on some of the breaking news stuff here, and then we'll there we go, and then we'll end with the studs and duds of the week. Some of the breaking news: Mike Williams of the Chargers done for the season with a torn ACL. He's done for the year, so that means that Keenan Allen's just going to be getting 98% of the targets now, and the other two will be split between, I don't know, Palmer, Johnson, maybe.
Yeah, damn. Parham, probably. Fucking Parham gets more catches than. Holy shit.
Yeah, Eckler, whenever he's back.
All the ones that count. Donald Parham Jr. Woo! Get him on your waiver wire, folks, if he's available.
We didn't touch base on the game, but did you see that highlight of that fullback, the transition, the fullback from Houston?
Transition?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this motherfucker was an XX and now he's an XY.
No, I didn't say he transitioned.
Who is this? I was at M Dub's funeral. Who is this now?
So there's a highlight of, I think he's number 44 for the Texans. He's their fullback. For whatever reason, they had him back there catching a kick return.
Oh!
He drops it, and it's like at the 10, 12-yard line. He drops it, picks it up, stiff arms somebody, and then
he took it.
Took the whole thing.
Back.
The whole field.
Andrew back. He took it. The fuck that talk about
he ran like a 5.2 40 or something. Ran the whole length of the field.
55. A fullback took a kickoff 55 yards.
I've never seen that happen.
Oh shit!
I've never seen that happen.
Man, if you got Andrew Beck on your fucking bingo card, you just eat it.
But you see what happens? You see what happens? You see what happens if you want to take out punts and special team plays out of the game? That guy doesn't have a highlight reel.
Do you remember? We talked about this last year. If I'm on a kickoff return team, right? I don't care if I'm taking that thing at the goddamn back of the end zone. If I'm going 109, 108 yards for, none of these motherfuckers know how to cover a kickoff return anymore because they don't do it. If you're fortunate enough to catch a football on a kickoff, see ya. Because nobody knows how to fucking tackle you. Nobody knows what to do.
Well, and not only that, did you see that?
Math, Jared. It's writing cursive, Jared. Nobody knows how to do it, Jared.
Did you see that in the same game? I think it was it was either that game or it was the Colts. They had like 2 or 3 times. It was a kickoff or a punt. I think it was a kickoff, and it went to the 10, and they fair caught it. Like, why are you fair catching a kickoff? Why?
They don't know what to do, Jared. They don't know what to do.
I just don't get it.
I'm telling you,
you got a fullback taking it the length of the field, and you got other guys fair catching it.
Bro, that's literally all you have to do is catch. They would freak the fuck out. They would have a meltdown. You just ask them the square root of something, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Coach. Coach, he's running right at me. What do I do? Help me, Coach. Help me. They don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. But another thing I don't get, I saw this on Twitter and kind of retweeted it.
X.
Reposted
the app known as Twitter.
whatever the hell it is. Anyway, I saw it and I don't know. I just didn't understand it. The Native American Guardian Association is apparently suing the Washington Commanders because they want them to change the name back to the Redskins because they said it was an honor and it was a
yes, sir,
a privilege, more or less, drawing attention to the Native Americans. Not, it wasn't shame. So it kind of comes back to the idea of when they first started doing this and they decided that they were going to be politically correct and change the name of all these Native American-based names like the Redskins, like the Cleveland Indians. Was it really that that demographic group that was really, I don't know, were they really affected? Were they really offended by it? Or was it people just saying that it was offensive who had no background from that demographic group? I don't know, because it seems like everyone's saying that the Native American community was very offended by it, which seems kind of odd because now they're the ones saying they never wanted it changed in the first place. So I don't know. Looks like they're going after Washington. I would assume probably next is Cleveland to change it back to the Indians.
God, holy shit, dude. I would probably buy, I don't even know what it would take. I'd actually watch the goddamn baseball team in Cleveland if they change that shit back to the Indians.
I mean,
the problem is the owner there is a pussy. At least that little Dan Snyder who likes to finger blast the fucking 16-year-olds in the wherever, linen closets or wherever those rich fuckers, fucking islands, I don't know. He was a little pussy too. He was a weasel. So now that he's gone, they actually might get the Redskins back. But until Dolan sells the fucking Guardians of Traffic, they're going to fucking be stuck with that moniker for the rest of their time.
Well, the thing that I don't know. The thing that I thought was kind of interesting and kind of funny, to be honest, the Washington football team was stupid. That sounded like a kid's flag football team. That was dumb.
Sounded very European football, like fucking.
That was the best name we could come up with. It sounded like one of those generic teams you see in NCAA or Madden, where it's a computer-generated team with a generic logo. Like, that's what it kind of seemed like.
We don't have the licensing rights, so we're going to call it a football team.
Exactly. But even now, they're the Commanders. And I don't know. I have no interest in that team. But from what we've heard, when the teams visit to the Packers, to the Browns, to wherever the market is that we're watching, the reports are there's not a lot of people out there with the football team memorabilia, the Commanders memorabilia. They're all still wearing Redskins gear from the 80s and 90s. So clearly the fans don't care for it. They want it to be back. The Native Americans want it to be back. Why? I don't know why we changed it in the first place. Like, who thought this was offensive if the Native Americans weren't the ones that said it was offensive? Like,
the whites who can totally empathize.
Apparently.
The people that fucking persecuted the Native American tribes.
The whitest of the white.
All of a sudden,
the whitest of the white is the ones that are offended. I don't know. I say just change it back and quit screwing with things because that's where it started. I don't know. That's me. But we'll finish up here with studs and duds. Put the Commissioner's Cup poll out for this week's studs and duds. As you can guess, there's some obvious ones. For the studs, we had Mostert, the Buffalo Bills defense, Devontae Adams, Justin Herbert. As of right now, Mostert at 60%, Buffalo Bills defense at 40%. Again, that seems like obvious math, at least with standard scoring. I mean, granted, the Bills defense to put up that many points for a defense is impressive. Now, don't get me wrong, Mostert had a hell of a day. But last time I checked, that many points from a defense is unheard. Like, that was unreal.
They got my vote.
I voted for Buffalo as well. If they were on my team, they would have been the highest scoring. Next to my kicker.
Dude, the crazy part about that one in our league that you and I are in was the guy that owned Mostert was facing the Bills and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Which is why he lost.
Yeah. Well, and was that the same person that also had A-Chain also benched?
I don't know if A-Chan was in if he was in that one. I know. I thought.
I know he was benched.
I thought Obi. I think Obi owns A-Chan.
He does, but he was benched.
What I don't understand is how the hell are you going to change your name when you were at Texas A&M? Your name was whatever, man. I don't know. These guys change their shit. Whatever, man. You score X amount of touchdowns. You score 4 touchdowns. You can call yourself Smooth Cocoa Butter for all I fucking care. I don't know, dude.
You can easily change your name. Ask Chosen.
That's true. That's fact.
But anyway, we'll end it here with the fantasy duds of the week. And again, this seems like simple math. Some of the guys we already touched on. Kadarius Toney. I think he's going to be a weekly nomination.
First of all, if you're starting Kadarius Toney,
why,
dude? What the hell is wrong with you?
Name one game he's ever been startable in is my question. He's never been startable since he's been in the league.
There was at least one owner in our league who tried. He pitched. He told me about it. He said that he put in trade proposals after the draft to try to get Kadarius Toney, and they got shot down.
In our league?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, if I'd have known that, you should have. Whoever wanted him should have, started making some offers. I would have drafted him for them to trade me because I wanted nothing to do with him.
Dude, I know. Well, now I think somebody dropped him. But if you were still playing Kadarius Toney in week 3, you got a bigger problem.
If you drafted Kadarius Toney, you can turn in your fantasy football card now because you're done. But we had Toney, Darnell Mooney, Joshua Kelly, and Derrick Henry. Again, this is simple math.
Yeah, I could see an argument for Derrick Henry though.
Yes,
because if you're taking King Henry in the first round, and he's getting you 2 points. Yikes! He's not costing you points though, like Kadarius Toney.
Exactly. I had A.J. Brown, who got me like 2 points a couple weeks ago. And that's a first-round pick. But again, he's not hurting my team, whereas Kadarius Toney is literally useless. You would be better off not starting a receiver.
Truth.
So as of right now, the votes are 75% Toney, 25 for Henry. I don't know. Simple math to me doesn't seem to add up, but whatever.
I could see it if you were butthurt, but yeah, I like Toney.
Yeah. Do you got anything else?
Oh man, no, I'm late for Tai Chi by the koi pond, so whenever you want to wrap this shit up.
All right, well, that'll wrap up this week's episode of the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. Download, subscribe, rate, review, all that fun stuff. If you want to interact with us on the socials, Fifth Q Sportscast. Interact with Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, go watch some Week 4 football. Bet the under on Thursdays, as Todd says. Always bet the under. Go watch some Week 4 football. Come back next week, and we'll break down some highlights, lowlights, and have some more fun.
Some days you win. Some days you lose. And some days it rains.